It is known that Marvel's hit Monkey was well received on Hulu and acquainted several fans with the name comic book identity. However, there's extra about him that spectators understand. Marvel's hit Monkey has had a prosperous first season. Still, there are enough comic book enthusiasts or occasional spectators who still have to jump into the special character's basic material. The Murderer is one of the greatly unusual personalities in the Marvel Universe. Although he has also provided a surge to his live-action debut, there are enough elements enthusiasts want to realize about Hit Monkey, either before or after the exhibit, or possibly as a beginning to the comics themselves. He has a long past with surprising ancestries, alliances, and storylines. So here are the 10 things that you need to know about the origin of Hit Monkey. Number 10. Mercs For Money. Even though he doesn't appear like a commander, Deadpool established his squad centered around earning cash from some tinier and then elegant expeditions. Hit Monkey was a fraction of the Mercs For Money squad, alongside popular faces like Domino, Negasonic Teenage Warhead, Gorilla Man, and Machine Man. He was amongst the organization's partners who felt underutilized by Deadpool, forgetting compensations and deceiving his staff of what they owed. It could be fascinating to acquaint Hit Monkey as an opponent to Deadpool in the MCU. Number 9. His first Marvel encounter. Enthusiasts aware of the exhibit will be conscious that Hit Monkey arrives towards the face with the storied Sinner Lady Bullseye. But her fellow mate fulfills the first ever Marvel clash of Primate on the sheet. Bullseye is primarily the hitman fulfilling Hit Monkey's #1 prey. Being a contact murderer, it's no wonder that Hit Monkey's abilities were interviewed against such a significant combatant. With Bullseye's curve got left underdeveloped in live action, it's controversial that his way will be traversing over with a brutal monkey shortly in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. The comic defines this conference as a crucial swiveling point for Hit Monkey, settling him on the lasting path of unrest. Like other macaques, he is modified for cold climates, is an outstanding swimmer, maintains developed pedal mastery to utilize his feet-like hands, and has an olfactory understanding far more enormous than humans. However, he is trickier than the normal macaque, understanding theories of killing and vengeance. He can duplicate fighting techniques and firearm modes after examining them. Number 8. Gaining his suit. It may appear extraordinary that a primate would be outfitted in a small suit, but it's even stranger that he's wielding numerous firearms. The comic sees Hit Monkey increase his clothes from a controversial source. The suit pertains to a toddler since it is bare path, it would match the macaw. The narrative has an awful twist though, as this toddler gets assassinated to protect Hit Monkey from a sword thrown by Bullseye. It encourages Hit Monkey to seek justice, but this small idol is a surprising player in the character's violent arc. The fans are pleased to see such a popular character with an extraordinary suit. What's more admiring is his potential powers that surprises his enemies. Number 7. An Assassin's Origins. Hit Monkey's heritage in the comics is identical to what was depicted in the show. An incredible murderer is protected by a clan of monkeys in both iterations. The titular chimp in the issue, a macaw, distrusts the learner and comes to be contentious with him. When the man's foe assassinates the remainder of the monkey tribe and the murderer, the assassins ghost pacts with their primate, developing Hit Monkey. It's an unusual ancestry, but one that is too promising to alter for the network. Number 6. Hanging up his guns. Despite his contentious personality, Hit Monkey has a hard time exerting guns. While enthusiasts are well familiar with that Punisher like the Punisher would be more than pleased to put a shot in his adversary, after an occurrence about an honest spectator getting killed, Hit Monkey agreed he would no longer use firearms. Still, this determination would not wait long, as one of his nearest mortal friends died due to his intention. It encouraged him to pick up a firearm once more, but throughout his comic edition past, Hit Monkey has proceeded to go back and forth over the practice of fatal troops. It's something the Tiny Network iteration has also attempted with. He is one of the world's biggest paw-to-hand soldiers and is skilled with a mixture of weaponry. His signature technique is a mixture of Eastern martial arts and monkey skills, recognizable to encountered murderers. He's also educated in survival and the practice of therapeutic herbs born in northern Japan. Number 5. Spider-Man's near death. Hit Monkey has begun again to cross over with other Marvel idols, infusing expectations that may be an MCU impression in his destiny. In his chase for the Merc with a mouth, Hit Monkey injured Spider-Man, overseeing the macaque and realizing immortality about his employment. Also, do you know the classic Marvel heroes involved with Hitmonkey apart from Spider-Man? Well, watch our video on the 10 classic Marvel heroes and how they compare to their modern counterparts to get to know them more. Meanwhile, Deadpool utilized this supported shortcoming and manipulated Hitmonkey into coming out for a fraud burial for Spidey, where he attacked him. It was an entertainment storyline, but one that the creator of Hitmonkey put a halt to, contemplating the bloodshed that would arise. That's not the last moment Hitmonkey occurred in a similar arc as Deadpool though. Number 4. Hitmonkey's video game appearances. Hitmonkey is a vibrant third-person action tournament by High Moon Studio. We play the well-trained monkey of the Crown Killer and chase other killers. The entire series is established in a full superhero cartoon galaxy by Marvel. The undertaking was generated by High Moon Studio, remembered primarily for its prosperous Transformers War for Cybertron. Hitmonkey has appeared in several alternate universes in the world of video tournaments encompassing LEGO Marvel Superheroes 2, as well as Marvel Contest of Champions. But it's his fraud game that brings out the most attention. Hitmonkey will always be linked to Deadpool because of their comedic coalition. As documented by Digital Spy, the Deadpool game itself was originally declared openly as a Hitmonkey crown to throw off enthusiasts. Still, audiences were shocked by the fake out when the Merc with a mount wrecked the party. Unfortunately, a Hitmonkey game would have existed. Still, this connection of the two could imply that's where the personality will appear in live action unless Deadpool leaps in on Hulu's Hitmonkey. Number 3. The Marvel Universe vs. Punisher. Much like so many other characters in the Marvel Universe, Hitmonkey has seemed elsewhere in the multiverse. In the Marvel Universe vs. the Punisher had a small part to play in an ability enthusiasts hadn't seen him. Hitmonkey was depicted as diseased and rabid, an alarming iteration of the personality. The primate had never been characterized in quite this way before, frequently being the anti-hero rather than a straight-up enormous sinner. It was a different glance, but one that really is likely for future research. Number 2. Having potential powers. Hitmonkey doesn't technically have any strengths yet. There's something qualitatively unusual about his activities and his capacity to relate to humans. He has a more intelligent sense than most others in his variety. His psychic bond with a murderer doesn't harm either. But there's an inclination that, similar to Taskmaster, Hitmonkey can copy actions. After all, he understands martial arts at tidal speed and appears to proceed to sharpen his craft just by staring at others. It's never been substantiated, but there are a lot of indications that there's more that joins the eye with the macaque. The transmission obstacle is one of the key components of Hitmonkey. Monkey talks completely in monkey sounds that are only subtitled when he talks to other creatures. Number 1. A Hallucination? It constantly appeared a tiny suspect that a murderer had apparently tied with the sense of Hitmonkey. It's an issue that the exhibit begins again to examine, and one that the comics apparently settled. Finally, Deadpool agreed to have a credible chat with the primate. He contended that the murderer was an illusion constructed by Hitmonkey himself. The hitman went off after this, and Hitmonkey got on into a life of helping alongside S.H.I.E.L.D. and the Howling Commandos. It's an interesting means of seizing the identity on a wider personal arc that entirely reverses everything the audience understands upside down. These were the 10 things that you needed to know about the Super Maroon Hitmonkey. What do you think of the character Hitmonkey? Let us know in the comment section below. To get more uploads like this one, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell icon.